Good morning, everybody. This is 3333 Lightworker bringing to you this week's tarot reading from the 10th through the 17th of May. Now, I've titled this to be Let's All Do Better to Be Better. And by that, I'm trying to express the thing that we must be our best from now on. Working wise, friendship wise, paying your bills on time, being alert to any opportunities that may come your way. You don't have to take all of them, but you should at least consider each one that is presented to you. Okay, and I want to also say that you were right. Now, and I'm meaning by that is that you are right on using your intuition on something that I'd say the last 3 or 4 days, that's come across your path. Somebody may have been, trying to be intrusive in your life. They were argumentative. You had a dream about your sisters or your stepsisters in particular, and they're all trying to get into your space in your dream, and you're going, get away, just stay out of my dreams or whatever, that kind of thing. And the reason why they're your relatives or your siblings are trying to get your attention is probably because they need money, or maybe they have news, positive news to tell you, but it's up to you whether you want to contact them or not. But you should ask yourself, well, if they want to talk to me, why don't they just call me themselves? Because they're afraid, because they probably have done something, gossip, or did something negative on you, and now they're afraid because they need your help. So that's totally up to you. Now, this week we have Saturn, Mars, Uranus, Jupiter, all aligning on the closest point of Aries, especially. But we also have a full moon on May 17th. So you jot that down on your calendar and be aware of that also. So, during the full moon or this new moon on the 17th, you must take action upon things that will bring yourself, well, for one, pleasure, but also business wise. Maybe you want to set up a new business, or you need to fill out the forms and send them, and pay the fee at the state of California or state of Nevada, or, New York, or wherever you live, and you need to get that going. Okay, so take the momentum on the 17th, or day after, or day before, and get those things, and bring your ideas into fruition. Okay, now I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle deck right here, but I also have Angel Therapy, not Angel Therapy, but Angel Tarot Cards by Doreen Virtue. I thought I'd do that a little after I get through with the reading. I thought that would be an extra bonus for y'all. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? How was your week? Mine was very busy, but I got a lot of things done. I tell you, I was like driven. Oops, here we go. I was driven to get things going, and I'm so happy I did, because now I can relax for the rest of the month and just do my due. So, like I said, we have to make sure that we are all on the positive, right path in life, and keeping people happy. Saying hi to people. If you're going out grocery shopping, just say hi to the clerks. Um, they will love it. So, because no, but everybody, I've noticed everybody treats retail people like they're nothing, and I tell you, they're very helpful. If you need something done, you have a question, or where something is, so just smile, say hi to them, how you doing, and that sort of thing. If you have you noticed also birds flying up on your home, or near your trees, or near a window where you work at, and and they're trying to let birds are a symbol of angels trying to communicate with you. So just if you see a bird, let them know that you appreciate them, before you go about your day. Okay, wow, we've got some really, really interesting cards that actually is exactly what I said in the beginning about getting things done and, making sure that you do better to be better. So let's get a couple more cards here and let's get started. Boy. I'm like looking at this, and I'm getting chills down my legs because it's so true that what I'm thinking about as far as how this week is going to go, and it actually should be a calmer week. Nothing out of the ordinary, because you've already did what you had to at the beginning of the month, like pay your mortgage, those rental insurance, or those kind of those bills that you really hate to pay but love to use, and that's called credit cards. I mean, all of those things. So, but that's just part of life. Okay, let's go. Oh, I like that. Okay, so let's get started here. Our first card here is Truth Be Told. Let me see if I can Truth Be Told. Now, notice the owl. Now, owls symbolizes knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so we all hope that we are wise, but sometimes we don't listen to our intuition, and we go out and spend money that we shouldn't have. And you've always wanted this object, or say it's a bottle of perfume or jewelry, or you want a brand new car, but you have to save up for those items and then go ahead and buy them. You just don't use those credit cards up to where there's nothing left for you to use for next month, because you have to pay it all back. And we all have to be wise now in life. As you all know what's going on in the world, and I'm not going to get into it because it's depressing. But oh, and also because you've had some people trying to be intrusive into your dreams or your thoughts and just try to keep you staying where you are, and they want to put fear into you so you don't rise above the rest and all that. Don't listen to those people. Don't listen to those dreams. You know what you have to do in life. You know what your goals are. Be stoic. I always tell people, be stoic. Don't let disturbances or people trying to distract you to stop you from what you're doing. Okay? Our next card here is co-create. Let me get up here real quick. Co-create. Just like I said, you may want to team up with somebody, or somebody may want to team up with you. Maybe somebody rich. Don't we all wish that? But they may want to team up with you and for a business idea. Maybe they want to write a screenplay with you. Don't brush it aside because you're afraid. Find out what this person's after, what they're looking for, and then you decide. But always, always have a contract between the two, and in writing. Don't do verbal. Oh, I'll pay you later kind of guy. No, you have to be very cautious on when you work with other people. Make sure everything's in writing. Get all their contact information, and and then you decide, and you start off slow when you're in prospects to working with people. Get to know them a little bit, what they're dealing, but co-create. So you might also be co-creating with spirit. Maybe spirit is sending you all sorts of ideas. Okay, maybe they're giving you several ideas. Write them down. I always have I always keep like a journal next to my bed, my nightstand. And if I wake up with these dreams, which I always do, you should see my journals. I have so many of ideas, notes, things I have to do in the morning, those kind of things. And so pay attention to those signs and synchronicities that Spirit is sending you at this time, this coming week. The next card is Poise. Okay. I'm trying to get this. I'm using lamps and stuff because today's weather is just, it's always overcast and misty, and there's no light at all. So I'm sorry if if it's not light enough. I'll try to work on that before I upload it to the YouTube. But poise means if you want to make it in this world, you have to dress the part, act the part, speak the part. if you go in there, if you're trying to meet somebody who may, you know, who can help you in your career, you don't go meet them in jeans and tennis shoes, you know. You go there in business attire and you're on your best behavior, okay? You're poised because you want to excel in life. You're ready to grow up, so to speak, and get things done. And you need to have that kind of attitude. You just can't throw ideas up on the wall and hope they stick. You know, you really have to do your homework, you know, research, write things down, even if you might use that notepad in your cell phone and write your notes. But you really, I get more benefit when I actually write down on pieces of, you know, 3-line paper, and you know, you always keep them for you, keep them with you, of course. Okay, so just, you know, it's time to be stoic, time to be poised. Meaning, if you're a woman, don't speak like you're a truck driver. Speak clearly, slowly, and hopefully you explain what you're trying to say, and that people will actually love that, instead of you, you know, speaking 20 miles an hour, and you can, and the people that you're listening, or the people listening to you, maybe interviewing, and they're going, what did that person say? You know, and they get confused, and then you're not even included in the final people to be interviewed or for a contract. I like this one, no place like home. That means maybe you need to stay the better part of this week at home to do your work, to do your thinking, and not let outside influences like neighbors or something. Oh, you want to go have coffee? Do you want to go see a movie? And you've got a ton of work. You know, you've got your businesses that you don't want to explain to neighbors who will try to, you know, bring you down because they don't want you to get ahead and they don't want you to have all these ideas. But you have to concentrate on your goals, your life at this time. So just maybe you might need to take a couple of naps this week too, because you've been, in the last couple of months, we've all been rushing around trying to get things settled in life. And, you know, especially when groceries are at a all-time high. To buy anything, it's like what used to cost you $20 now costs you $40, you know, those kind of things. So, you know, maybe staying at home and not going out for fast food or for dinners and stuff like that might actually save you a lot of money. But also, you know, when you're at home, you're peaceful. You are, you know, you're at your most comfortable, right? And maybe you need that this week. Our next card here is go the distance. Just what I've been saying all along, go the distance. That means it's up to you to get things done. And like I said, you're co-creating over here, you know, truth be told, you got to be truthful to yourself. You know, it might take time to get your idea off the ground, but it will be, you know, it will get off the ground. You just have to be a little bit patient, because you're going to be all business. You know, you're going to get your ideas. You're going to actually do research on the things or business ideas that you need, and all the legal paperwork that you need to get it uploaded. And if you're trying to interview for a job, you should really research about the company. And because interviewers or people that are interviewing, it's not just human resources, it's actually the management team, or, you know, supervisors will go in there and ask you questions, and they love the fact that you've done your research, and you're speaking about their department and what you can offer. So you need to go the distance. Pay attention, don't overspend this week too, okay? Especially in the middle of the week, don't overspend. And so you can have money for groceries throughout the week. Okay. I'm speaking to myself as I say that. Okay, the thinker. I love this. This is me, actually. I think about everything. I think about my choices. I want to make the right choices. That's why I do a lot of research on projects and ideas that I have. Is it worth my time? Should I include this idea with that idea and make it one whole project? You know, so think about what you want in your life, what is happening in your life, and if you're wanting a romance, okay, make sure that they are compatible. Don't just jump at somebody because they smile at you, you know. you need somebody that you're compatible with. If one is totally working all 7/24 on call all the time, he doesn't have time for you. Okay. And maybe he only has one day a night, a week to meet up with you. And if that's fine with you because you're busy, that's cool. But if you are, I'm very independent, so one date a week could be fine for me. But if you're the kind that really needs somebody around you 24/7, you need somebody that way who wants the same thing. Think about everything in your life and how you want it to turn out, okay? And of course, you know that nothing ever turns out the way you think. It actually will turn out better if you listen to spirit, and I mean the angels and your guardian angels guiding you to the places, people, synchronicities that you might find on a tarot reader, or a what do you call them, advertisement on a bus or something like that. Or you may be walking in the grocery store, or your bank, and somebody says something or starts up a conversation with you, and they say something that just hits it right on the nail. It's exactly what you were looking for, and you go home and you proceed. Okay. And here we go. Here's something that you have to be aware of: chaos and conflict. Somebody wants to argue with you, somebody wants your money, and you don't have it to give it to them, or something like that. Or they argue because they don't like the fact that you've cut them off, or you've blocked them, and that you're not their friend anymore. But you've just realized that you've changed so much, you've matured so much, that you don't want them in your life, and you don't want to be rude or anything. You just, either if they call you or email you, don't answer, don't respond, no matter how angry they get at you, or they want to yell or whatever. Don't let anybody, okay, rile you up to where you, like, you're so mad that you're angry at the world. So don't let anybody upset you this week. And if something doesn't go your way, which I don't see that, it's just that somebody has a different opinion, and they, that you want to rush ahead, and you want to do, and this person says, well, we're not offering that at this time, but check back regularly, and see if we, maybe you want a discount, or maybe you want a car at a certain price, and you want it right now, and you get pissed off because things are not going your way. Always remember, if something doesn't work out, or say you can't open up a jar of something, or whatever it is, know that you should go back in another time, another day, and try again. Okay, that doesn't mean that you're not going to achieve your goal. It just means it's not right now. So spirit wants you to, like, just take a day or two off, maybe a week, and then go back and try to apply for another, the same job, or maybe buy that item that you want. Divine timing is everything, and I learned that a long time ago. So if I'm not getting the discount I want or whatever, I just say, okay, it's just not meant to be at this time. Doesn't mean I'm not going to get it, because I will. But I just know just to back off until a better time comes along. And if it's an ex, or like your ex-husband, ex-girlfriend, whatever the case may be, and they want to come back, I tell you, you became exes for a reason. And before you jump back into another relationship, or back into that old relationship, think twice. And I mean twice, 3 times, 4 times, before you answer, or before you meet up with that person. Because the reason you're not with that person is because you were uncompatible, or they lied and cheated on you, or they've hidden some kind of past stuff that you were totally unaware of, and you were totally shocked when you did find out. And you need to be around people like that. Our last card in this week's reading for the Wisdom Oracle cards is Round and Round. Now see, here's the thing with chaos and conflict, round and round. You are not going back to the same and repeat the same cycle of again this month, okay, with people, places, and things. You're just not going to. If you don't have the money to buy something, just put a little bit of money away And before you know it, you will have the money to buy that or purchase whatever you need. Okay. So it's time for savings. It's time to not argue with people, just ignore them. And, and tell yourself you're not going to start those same cycles over and over again. You learned your lesson. You're moving forward. Okay. So I think this is a very, like I said in the beginning, we need to all do better to be better. Okay, so with that, I have the Doreen Virtue Angel cards with me, and I just thought I'd try to pick one out for you today. These are so glossy and shiny. I just love them, actually. So we have two. Okay, ooh. The sun. Whoa, what? Actually, we got three. Lord Jesus. Okay, let's go. Let's try. Since I got the sun here, let's do that and that. Okay. The sun card. Okay, the sun says, a happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. Isn't that wonderful? That's just the same as what I've been talking about this whole week. So happy outcome. Things will come to fruition. Okay, and the next card, let's do, let's see if I can do this for you. Page of Fire. So outgoing, creative ideas. You're confident and you're mischievous too. God, this is me all over the place. I'm so mischievous. This news is exciting, and it is, aiming to your positivity, and you're just growing. I just want to say you're nurturing, you're mischievous, all your creative ideas are aligning for you. And so this last card we have for the thing, it is renewal. And boy, howdy, we all need to take a step back and ask Archangel Jeremiel, to renew us, our lives, bring that prosperity, bring our health into alignment, bring in favorable outcomes. Okay, no more no more negativity, guys, no more. Okay, you have to have a positive attitude, okay, for things to flow into your life. And your angels and everything are watching you. Everybody, and I've said this, I don't know how many times, everyone has at least one guardian angel watching over you and all that. And if you try to speak to your guardian angel, just tell them what you need and what you're trying to achieve, and that you're trying to be a better person, in the world, outside, along with your family, and time will come where all of your wishes and livelihood and things will just start surprising you. I mean, you might get an opportunity, say, for a new credit line on your credit card, or somebody out of the blue saw one of your postings on YouTube, or maybe they saw you in the store and they just want to get to know you better and ask you out. Or maybe they have, like I said before, a contract that they want to work with you, and you're like totally surprised. Okay, but this is what you've been looking for. So I think this is actually a very totally improvement week for all of us to actually get going. So with that, if you like these videos, if you like this new setup, please let me know in the comments on YouTube, and I also post on Twitter, or X, I should say. But God bless to everybody. And if you need a personal reading, all my information is in the description box below. I have my email address. All you have to do is contact me, and we'll take it from there. Okay? So in next time, this is 3333 Lightworker.